guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be showing you guys how to make an easy but yet delicious seafood pasta scampi. So to get started, you are going to be needing some Parmesan cheese. I will be shredding my cheese. I have some butter, 1 lemon, and I have some chopped fresh parsley that I'll be using just to make my plate kind of pretty. And I have some garlic, some chopped garlic, and I have a bag of shrimp. I went ahead and took the skin off, and you can remove or leave on your tail, up to you. And I'm using this lime to kind of rub on my shrimp, and I'm going to rinse it with some cold water before I season it. I have some mussels that are pre-cooked that I'll be using, and I will be using a little bit of vegetable broth. I usually like to use seafood broth, but I couldn't find any, but we will just use a little bit of this. You need some olive oil, some salt and pepper, and I have some onion powder and some garlic powder. For heat, I have a little bit of crushed red pepper. And of course, you guys know I will be using my Slap Your Mama seasoning. And I have some linguine that I'll be using. This is whole wheat because I'm trying to keep the carbs manageable. And you'll need some water, of course, to boil your pasta. Please don't forget to check the description box where I will list exact measurement of what I use in this recipe. Let's get cooking, guys. Okay, so to get started, I went ahead and rinse that shrimp after I wrapped it with that lime. And I'm going to just put a little bit of that Slap Your Mama seasoning. This does have salt on it, so you don't have to use salt when we season the shrimp. And a little bit of onion powder, which seems to be stuck on the bottom of this. Okay, not much. And guys, you can definitely double up this recipe if you are making it for a bigger group. Okay, about 1/4 teaspoon of each, and I am going to be using some black pepper and a little bit of that red pepper flake. Just mix everything together. Even though I will be using these spices when I cook the shrimp, again, I just like to season my shrimp just to make sure I have some good amount of salt when I'm eating my food, okay? So now you want to go ahead and place that to the side, and you want to cook that pasta according to the package instructions, and make sure you do add a little bit of salt to add some flavor to your pasta water. Okay, so to get started with the shrimp sauce, you want to drizzle about 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil in a hot pan. I do have my stove set to about medium high. And I am going to put in about 4 tablespoons of good quality butter. I know it seems like a lot of butter, but you want this to be nice and buttery. And I do like using the olive oil with the butter together. Just make sure your butter is melting. I absolutely love this recipe. I love seafood, if you guys know that. If you guys have been watching me, you guys know that I love seafood. And I am going to add the garlic. Seems like I had a little water in my pot maybe, because it is definitely popping. And I'm just going to allow my garlic to cook for a few minutes, just to infuse of that garlic flavor into that butter. Okay. Just for a couple minutes. Do not let it burn. Turn the heat down if you have to. I have my set to about a medium right now. And you want to go ahead and put that seasoned shrimp. Remember, meanwhile, you want to make sure you are cooking your pasta according to the package instruction. All those pasta boxes have the instruction on the back, so just follow that to cook your pasta. If you haven't, please go follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. and Pinterest. I will leave all the links down in the description box for you guys. And now just allow the shrimp to cook until they are pink. Once that side is done, flip them on the other side and allow the other side to cook as well. Now you want to go ahead and add about 1/8 cup of that vegetable broth. Again, if you have seafood broth, it obviously will taste better in this. I just like to add the broth just so I can have a good amount of liquid when I toss in that pasta. And I want to make sure that my mussels have a nice little sauce to cook in. If you don't want to use the broth, if you have white wine, you can use white wine instead. That will be delicious in it as well. And now I'm going to season it again with the same seasoning. So a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. Okay. And before I add that Slap Your Mama seasoning, I want to taste, that way I know how much I need to add. Just a little bit, about a 1/4 teaspoon again. And some onion powder. Actually, I think this is the garlic powder. And a little more heat. Not too much. And some black pepper. At this point, you want to go ahead and turn down the stove to about low. And now I'm going to squeeze fresh lemon juice. This is half of that lemon. I'm going to add the other half. I want it to be nice and lemony. I like that citrus flavor to it. And guys, this is not a hard recipe. This is just something that I want to share with you if you have a busy night. I know school is on. If you have a busy school night, you can definitely use this recipe, okay? Something that's nice and quick for you and your family. So now I am going to add some of the mussels. I do have quite a few, so I don't want to add all. I absolutely love mussels, you guys. There's not much to them, but I love it. And just stir everything in. You see what I meant when I said I like to add just a little gravy just so it can get in the mussels. Just like that. And add a handful of fresh parsley to this. This looks so delicious already as it is. And I'm going to turn that heat down and just let that chill on the pot. Let it simmer on really, really low heat until my pasta is ready to toss in there. But this right here should taste absolutely delicious before you add that pasta to it. My goodness, this smells so good. Okay, now that my pasta is all done, I'm going to go ahead and remove the shell because there's no mussel in this one. It popped out. Now that my pasta is done, I'm going to go ahead and put it in this beautiful sauce. I did cook a little bit more pasta than I need because I need it for another dish. As many of you know that my husband does not like any seafood with shell. The only seafood he likes is fish. So he will not be enjoying this with us. This is just for the kids and I. Again, you can use regular pasta. I just choose to use wheat pasta. Just a personal choice. Oh, this looks good and smells good. Make sure all that sauce get in that pasta. And add a little more parsley. And just let that do its thing for a good 2 minutes. Let them introduce themselves to each other in this pot. And then we will be back to add our cheese. All right, so for the cheese, you can either use this to kind of shred it, or you can use a grater, just grate your cheese. But I like using these big chunks, especially when I plate the food. It makes it look so nice and pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and taste. Remember, you should have put salt in your pasta water, so your pasta should have some good flavoring in there. So I'm going to go ahead and taste. Oh yeah, that salt is perfect. And now go ahead and turn it off, and now you can enjoy this. Hopefully you guys try this recipe, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what you think of this recipe, and please do share this recipe with everybody you know. I love you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.